Hi everyone, today's video is super exciting. First thing that I'm going to talk about is these Dr. PH Martens. I was going to do an unboxing video, but really I could not wait. I was too excited. I got this delivered yesterday and it was in the late afternoon, so I couldn't film it anymore, but so today the lighting is good and I am filming now. So I in the evening had to sit down and try a few colors just because I really was super excited about these little ink water, well, they're not ink, they're concentrated watercolors. So basically all I've done, this is how they came. There was just a clear kind of tape around it, like a plastic wrap, and I've taken that off. That is all that I've done. So it's on top of it, it says what you can use it for. You can use it for illustration, graphic arts, manga, anime, cartooning, retouching, hand coloring, photo and film, paper, or board, pen, brush or airbrush, fountain, technical or calligraphy. So you can use it in many ways. Apparently you can put it into your fountain pen. I haven't tried that, so I don't know how that would go in terms of clogging the nib and things like that, but I have ordered another cheapish super fine fountain pen, which should be arriving hopefully end of this month, so I might try it with one of these inks. Okay, so I went for the set A. They're different. I think there are 3 different set A, set B and set C. And this set has most of the pinks in the set. So that's why I went for this set. Now I have the other one, which is the Hydros watercolors, and I did find that they are a little bit they're kind of not transparent enough, and these watercolors claim to be very transparent and very concentrated, hence they're called radiant, so they have that glowing kind of effect to them, and that's why I decided to order them. Today I'm going to do swatches, and if I have time I might do an illustration, but we'll see how I get on because I don't have too much battery life. Okay, so let me just quickly run through what colors we get here. So lemon yellow, orange, persimmon, alpine rose, scarlet, cherry red, mauve rose, and then on the other side is turquoise blue, true blue, violet, grass green, juniper green, saddle brown and black. So before I start swatching them, I wanted to let you know that these are not light fast, and that is the big difference between the Radiant and the Hydros. So the Hydros watercolors are supposed to be light fast, so these are not, and it is not recommended to display your work after you paint with these watercolors. So if you are I don't know, if you are creating a piece of work that you know sun will never hit and it will be sort of in a corner where it's a lot of shade, I suppose then it should be okay. And always, obviously for sketchbook illustrations, that should be always fine. Now I think I've mentioned everything, and what else? It's 14 bottles, 14 colors that you get, and these are the smaller size. They also get there's also a bigger size, so this is the 15 ml size, and when you pick it up you'll notice there's a little bit of the dye. So these are dye based rather than pigment based from what I understand, and they're very intense. I might be wrong there, so don't quote me. So you have to give this bottle a good shake until you start seeing this settled dye to dissolve, and so that's what I'm going to do. Okay, let's start the swatches. Okay, so my arm is literally falling off right now because I have gone ahead and shaken all of the bottles, and some of the bottles, particularly the Alpine Rose and the Scarlet and the Cherry Red, were it took a very long time to shake them, although I have shaken them last night. And then others are very quick to shake, like Grass Green, and I think Brown, and the Black. There is not even any powder sitting there at all. So sorry, I just had to take a sip of coffee. So that is it, and as you can see, I kind of stood them up, and I'm going to use them that way. Now, this paper that I have here is 120 GSM. It's not fantastic at all, so I thought I'm going to use my favorite watercolor paper for kind of daily use, and that's the Winsor & Newton. It's basically this one here. It's the A5. I'm going to cut it in half. It's the 300 GSM cold pressed, and I'm going to cut it in half just to do a tip in for my let's have a look. How long is this? So this is 21 centimeters. It will be 10.5 roughly. I'm just going to grab a pen. So that would be roughly here, and okay. So okay, so here's the swatches. I'm going to use just a simple watercolor brush. Now be aware that these are super staining. I had a little drop fall on my desk yesterday, which was sort of on the side of the table, and I didn't notice it, and it's not moving at all. So yeah, be aware of that, and I highly recommend to put some sort of a craft mat. This is a Ranger's mat that I'm using here. I have a jar of water, which I think won't last me to do all of the swatches, just because how concentrated these are. But anyways, let's just start with it. I think I'm going to do maybe 2 next to each other, or 3. Anyways, to do that, I'm thinking I think I'm just going to do little circles to start off with, and then just drop the watercolor in, and then I'm going to try something else as well. Okay, so you only need the smallest amount of it, okay? So I'm probably going to do 4, and so this is the lemon yellow, and then I also want to check their transparency, but I just want you to have a look how they behave in different scenarios. So wet on wet, then I want to check their transparency level, which I will do. And the other thing is I'm going to do sort of like a proper watercolor swatch on a separate occasion, or maybe today, but just on a separate piece of paper. So at the moment I'm just letting them flow a little bit. And as you can see, they're incredibly bright. I mean, if you are after bright watercolors, I don't think there is anything brighter than this, quite literally. I've also gone ahead and ordered a couple of colors from Jackson's Art, because I noticed that they have I will title all of them, so I'm sorry if I'm not saying the names. I'm just trying to give you as much information as I can. They also have these beautiful pale pinks, and if you know, at some point I have mentioned how I'm kind of trying to find a beautiful kind of pale pink color, but that it still would have the impact, and I'm quite intrigued to see how that would work. So the color that I'm going to do now, let me see, 4-5, is the cherry red, and that is a gorgeous color. I love all of these pinks, in fact, and they also mix very well as well. So I might do a couple of, like a part 2 maybe video, just to give you a very in-depth information about these little beauties. These are gorgeous. The intensity is just incredible. But you can of course wash them out and get a lot less. Now below, I won't continue like that, but I will do the next colors. That's the thing with me, I love the yellow, oranges, pinks and reds, and then the second group, which is the blues and the greens and then purples and the browns and all that, I don't like them being all in one space for some reason. I just think it's a totally different color group, and I like them to be separate. Okay, so I'm going to do next one. So this one is the true blue that I'm going to do. This one was the turquoise blue. Beautiful colors. If you already have these, let me know what your favorite color is. So I think these will last me a very long time, purely because you just need so little This looks like a sap green to me. I'm trying to make sure I put the caps the right side, the right way up on, because I don't want them to leak as they're so intense. And then finally, this color here. This is the juniper green, very beautiful color. And the final two, which is brown. I can't see myself using brown apart from a fountain pen, to be honest with you, writing with it. Okay. Now they're so dark and intense here that you're probably not going to see a full range of the color, i.e. going from light to dark, so I'm going to do watercolor swatches in a minute. This is just to show you the intensity of the colors. Okay, so I'm going to put them aside and let them dry, and then I'm going to speed up the video of the watercolor swatches.